Welcome to your daily 5-minute crypto brief with Satoshi and Nova. Today is July 10th, 2025. I am Nova.
I am Satoshi. Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're really digging into something quite strange in the crypto market.
It's a real paradox, isn't it?
Exactly. You've got this big rally happening. Bitcoin's knocking on the door of, $112,000 again. Ethereum saw a nice jump, too.
Right. Significant moves.
But at the same time, you have these, pretty serious headwinds. Macro stuff, regulation worries.
That's the puzzle, and it's why we need to unpack it. Because while you see these gains, even in things like, PEPE jumping nearly 10%.
Yeah, the meme coins were flying.
They were, but the overall sentiment, the crypto fear and greed index, still stuck around neutral low 50s. It's not pure euphoria.
So not just number go up then?
Not at all. Our mission today is really to sort through these mixed signals and figure out what's actually driving things. What does it all mean for, where this space might be headed?
Okay, let's start with the numbers then. Bitcoin surged. You mentioned 112K. It briefly hit new highs on some exchanges, right?
Yeah.
Around $111,400.
That's right. And Ethereum climbed strongly, too, up towards that $2,760, maybe $2,790 range.
And it wasn't just them. Altcoins like Solana, XRP, BNB, they were all up.
The gains, yeah.
And those meme coins we mentioned, Doge, Shiba Inu, and especially Pepe, soaring high. Interesting though, Solana's meme coin, BONK, actually went down.
Yeah, BONK was the outlier there, pulled back a bit. It shows not everything moves in perfect lockstep, even in a rally.
So if the market's pumping like this, why the caution? You mentioned the Fed minutes from yesterday.
Right, the June meeting minutes, and they were definitely hawkish. They basically said only a couple of officials were even thinking about rate cuts in July.
Just a couple. Wow.
Yeah. Most wanted to wait, citing stubborn inflation. They even flagged potential pressure from President Trump's new tariff ideas.
So that sort of killed the mood for easy money, huh?
It dampened it, for sure. That whole liquidity-friendly outlook that often helps crypto. This pushed back against it. And we saw Bitcoin dip, maybe 1%, right after the minutes came out.
A clear reaction.
Yeah.
Okay, Fed caution.
Yeah.
But then there's this geopolitical angle. Trump's Brazil tariff.
Yes, the 50% tariff announced suddenly, effective August 1st. That definitely rattled global markets. Brazil's currency took a nosedive.
Standard risk-off move, you'd think. Sell risky assets.
You would, but Bitcoin, it jumped intraday to nearly $112,000, right in the middle of that turmoil.
Acting like a safe haven. Or maybe something else. Some analysts are calling it the taco pattern.
Yeah, the taco pattern. Trump always chickens out. The idea being the market thinks these big tariff threats might get walked back later.
Interesting theory. But still, Bitcoin moving up when traditional markets are spooked.
Yeah.
That's significant, right? Shows some uncorrelated behavior.
It really does. It suggests Bitcoin might be carving out this niche, acting differently from traditional assets during these specific geopolitical flare-ups. But don't forget the regulatory side. That's another big headwind.
Yes, the Senate hearing yesterday. Senator Warren.
Exactly. She laid out 5 key principles. Things like applying securities laws more strictly, cracking down on money laundering, protecting investors, and, interestingly, preventing presidential corruption related to crypto.
That sounds like a much tougher stance is coming.
It certainly signals significant regulatory risk on the horizon. And you saw the impact almost immediately. DeFi tokens, privacy coins, they lagged a bit yesterday. Investors clearly getting nervous about how those areas might be affected.
Regulatory risk, market volatility.
Yeah.
And then we have the plain old operational risks, too. Like hacks, the GMX exchange hack.
Yeah, a big one. About $42 million taken on July 9th. It seems they hit a vulnerability in the older V1 liquidity pool on Arbitrum.
Arbitrum, the Ethereum scaling solution.
That's the one. GMX is offering a 10% bounty, hoping a white hat returns the funds. But it's, a stark reminder about the security challenges still present in DeFi.
Definitely a risk factor.
Yeah.
But it's not all bad news, right? There's still innovation happening. Binance's new airdrop.
Absolutely. Binance launched its 26th HO dealer airdrop. That's for people holding BNB long-term. It's for a project called Lagrange, or LA.
Lagrange, what do they do?
Yeah. They're working on something pretty cutting edge, applying zero-knowledge proofs to AI and blockchain. Ziga proofs let you prove something's true without revealing all the data behind it. So it's a sign of real technical development pushing forward.
Okay, so we have hacks, but also genuine innovation. And then there's this speculation building around Solana and ETFs.
Big time. The inflows into U.S.-listed Solana-focused ETFs have been really strong. About $78 million in the last month alone.
Wow. Any particular fund standing out?
There's a new Solana Plus staking fund, ticker SSK. It's pulled in $41 million just since it launched about a week ago.
Solana plus staking, that's key, isn't it?
It is, because the speculation now is that the SEC might actually approve a spot Solana ETF soon, and maybe, just maybe, one that includes staking rewards built in.
Like the Bitcoin ETFs earlier this year, but for Solana. That would be huge.
Potentially a massive catalyst. We saw what the Bitcoin ETFs did for BTC's price. Analysts are optimistic, and Solana's price reflected that, climbing about 4% just on this speculation.
Okay, so pulling it all together, it's really mixed bag, isn't it? The market seems surprisingly strong, resilient even, pushing higher.
Despite all these headwinds, yeah, the Fed, potential regulations, global jitters.
It's like the market can't quite make up its mind. So, what should you, our listener, take away from all this?
Well, I think it's clear that innovation isn't stopping. You see projects like Lagrange, the potential for a Solana ETF, that's real growth. But the challenges are just as real security, like the GMX hack and this looming regulatory question mark.
So the big question remains.
Yeah, how does this play out? How will regulators balance oversight with letting this technology grow? And how will that shape what assets like Solana even become, especially if they get that ETF stamp of approval? We're really just scratching the surface here. Enjoyed the brief? Please like and subscribe. We deliver fresh market updates, macro signals, and crypto news daily in just 5 minutes. Live streams coming soon. Stay tuned.